Okay, so I'm Ashlyn from BootyFit and Mandie, or do we call you Mike? It says Mike in the bottom left-hand corner.
He's downstairs.
Okay, Saturday night now. So Mandie has kindly joined us today because we want to talk to you about like the fact that it is possible to lose weight over the age of 40, because lots of females tend to think that there's no hope and their metabolism changes and whatnot. Okay, so Mandie, just to start off with a really personal question, how old are you?
I'm 57.
57. Okay, and as I said before we press record, I thought you were like same age as me, which is a couple of years younger, so you're looking good. Okay, tell me, obviously you've been with BootyFit for a little while now, but just give me an idea, before joining, had you tried any other diets before?
Off and on, I suppose, over the years, but nothing really. I've never really stuck to anything, and I think I'd kind of gone into denial that I was just big and therefore, you know, that was that really.
Hold on a minute. So, and this is interesting, when you say denial, were you putting on weight as you got older, or had you always wanted to lose a little bit of weight then?
No, when I was younger, I taught aerobics and things, as well as working full time. So I've always been fairly active, but then as I've got older, the weight has crept on, and I've eaten more, to be perfectly honest, and done less exercise.
And you know what, this is it, and I always say this to people say it's harder to lose weight as you get older, and I'm like, I don't think it necessarily is, but we change. So you were saying that previously you were teaching aerobics. That's going to keep your metabolism nice and high.
Yeah.
But when we're not out dancing around to the evening and we're sitting at home eating, we do tend to eat more. So move less, eat more. Obviously, it's going to show, isn't it? Okay. So you were a little bit in denial, and then how long ago did you join BootyFit? I've got a memory like a sieve for dates.
I joined the running group a year ago in last January.
Okay.
And then I joined the weight loss group in January this year.
So just because people watch these videos all at different times, that'll be 7 months ago you joined then, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, 7 months ago. And did you have any apprehensions about joining?
I did, because the thought of sticking to certain foods and the control, I suppose, over your eating, I didn't think I could do it, but I love a challenge, and it was 21 days, and I, at the time, because I'd just been diagnosed with arthritis and things, I was in a lot of pain. I didn't feel in control of my life in that way. I couldn't run anymore and those sorts of things. And so I thought, you know what, it's 21 days. I can give it my all for 21 days and see what happens. And a lot happened.
What happened then? Don't hold back.
I lost, I think I lost, it was either 12 or 14 pounds in the 21 days. And I suddenly realised that actually I liked eating this way. And I just felt so much better. Actually, I think part of it may have been to do, I actually felt in control of my life, which I hadn't done because of my diagnosis just before. And so it gave me some control back, and it gave me something to work towards.
Okay, so you said you lost 12 pounds, whatever, which is amazing in 21 days. Okay, but this is more important to me. You said you felt better, right?
Yes.
And this to me is really, really important. Was it just the fact that you had control over some area of your life, or was there anything else? Did you sleep better, have more energy, feel happier? Tell me about the feelings.
I felt quite proud of myself, I suppose, in a way, and I began to feel better, that I was looking better, and that, you know, my husband, my family, my friends noticed, and that makes you feel good.
But when you say they noticed, how do you know that they noticed? What did they say?
Well, because they said things. I mean, my husband was very supportive, and he did it with me, but double portions, may I add. And you know, he was very supportive, and say, you know, you're looking good, you can really tell you're losing weight, you know, and family and friends as well. So yeah, it makes you feel good, it makes you want to carry on.
Brilliant. Okay. And you know, I couldn't ever do a diet because I can't restrict myself of any food because I love all kinds of food. And also I couldn't go hungry personally. Like, hunger is not in my remit. What do you find the food and the process like? Is it really strict, or?
It's after, for the 21 days, it's really strict. And for the first week of those 21 days, I was hungry. I'm not going to deny it. I was hungry.
Yeah.
But everyone said once you're in your second week, you're not as hungry. So you trust the process and you go with it. And I wasn't hungry after the second week. And by the end of the 21 days, I no longer craved chocolate and sweet things. And I still don't eat much chocolate 7 months later either. If I'm going to go off plan and eat something different, it's not what I choose anymore. But now, after the 21 days, I stuck to plan for 80% of the time. So I did allow, on a Sunday, we quite often have the family round, so I'd do a big roast and I'd have it, but I'd check my portion sizes, and you know, and I'd if I did have any roast potatoes, you know, I might only have one or whatever. But I'm not one, if I go out for a meal, I'm not the sort of person who'll just have a green salad and a glass of fizzy water. If I'm going out, I want to have what I want, and therefore I will. And if that be, you know, a burger or a lasagna or whatever, I will have it. I won't not have it, but I'll be careful of my portion size. I won't think because I've got this much on my plate, I've got to eat that. I will eat what satisfies me and be aware of my portion sizes.
Okay. So what we do is, like, 21 days is quite intense because we want people to detox. Obviously, you said initially that you were having quite big portions. So we need to get people used to reducing their portions because we don't need to eat as much as our eyes tell us that we need to eat. So after the 21-day period, people get the option to stay with us as a monthly member. And obviously, you've been a monthly member for 7 months now, all in all, including the 21 days.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm right. Obviously, I see your post and you travel a lot. Am I right in thinking that, yeah, you still eat what you want to a degree and you still enjoy the occasional alcoholic beverage, don't you?
I do. Yeah, and most of the time I'm probably on plan 80% of the time, even when I'm traveling. When I'm traveling abroad, I mean, there's times like I had to go down south for work stuff and family stuff last week for 3 days, staying in a hotel. The options were very limited, so I ate far more bread and, you know, chips and all those sorts of things that I wouldn't normally do for 3 days. But as soon as I got home, that was it. I was straight back on it and wanted to be. You know, I'd had enough of all that rubbish.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we say. It's not about being perfect. It's about getting back on track after you've had a blowout, okay? So 7 months on, tell us the biggest wins, weight-wise, and anything else that's improved in your life.
Well, weight-wise, I have lost 3.5 stone.
Let's see your teeth when you say that.
And
I think I feel so proud of that.
I do. And I don't think I ever thought, I thought, you know, if I lost 3.5 stone, there'd be nothing left of me. Well, there is still some left of me. And I've lost, I think, what I want to lose. I don't mind if I lose a few pounds here and there now, but I've not set myself yet another goal. I feel better. I've got a whole new wardrobe of clothes.
Is that or not?
out of necessity, and I'm back walking quite a lot again, and doing other exercise, and just I feel good. You know, I feel like I look better than I've looked for 20 odd years. So it doesn't matter if I'm 57, I'm feeling a lot younger than that.
And you know, if you don't mind me saying, we've chatted on Zoom before. I can't remember how long ago it was, but your aura is totally different. And everything about you seem happier and more confident than when we last caught up on Zoom. And
Yeah,
obviously,
probably.
yeah, you look, I can only see obviously this part here, but you look obviously like you've lost a lot of weight as well. So you should be really, really proud. And last question, Mandie. Lots of people diet. We were talking about somebody before we press record that diets, then puts on weight. We all know people like that. Is this way of living, given the fact that you can't do intense exercise at the moment, is this way of living sustainable?
Yes, very much so. I have no doubt about that whatsoever. When I decided not to set myself another weight goal, doesn't mean that I'm not going to be eating and living this way. The food is amazing. It's so much more tasty than the rubbish that you're eating in a, you know, when you go out to eat a lot of the time. It's portion sizes now have become a way of life. You know, I had COVID recently and I craved toast. And so I had more bread than I would normally. But it was only afterwards I realised that I would only make myself one piece of toast at a time.
Yeah.
You know, whereas in the past I'd have had 2 or 3 pieces of toast, but it never thought to make 2 pieces of toast. You know, so it has become natural and a way of life.
Brilliant, brilliant. Mandie, as I say, you've been diagnosed with arthritis and you can't do certain exercise, okay? So people have a choice. They reach a crossroads here, right? You're over the age of 40 and you had a choice to either or go up, and you've totally chosen that, and you've lost 3.5 stone. You're looking brilliant and you're feeling amazing. Thank you for joining me today, but you have every right to have a big gleaming smile on your face as well. Let me
Thank you.
just press and record. Okay, hold on one seckie. Oh, how do I do this? Oh,